AskReddit by AskReddit moderators. I can't breathe. Black Lives Matter. Hello. We thank everyone who contributed positively to this effort. We remain dedicated to racial equality and opposition to hatred, and this shall continue to be reflected in our enforcement of the rules. I'm really starting to think 2020 is now officially a year worthy of history books. Oh boy, it'll definitely be a year to remember. Regardless of your stance, political or otherwise, I think we can all agree that something needs to change within the laws. Police should face the exact same punishments and liabilities like every normal citizen should. We need an end goal. It's not enough to say we want change. We need specific demands that until met the protests won't stop. I just don't know how we come up with that. Deleted. I'm not American, but I can see this cycle happening again and again. Something happens, people get angry, riot, promises made, things settle down, nothing happens until something happens and it starts all over again. Seems to have been happening decade after decade. And X200B. I'm curious on what solid reforms and changes that need to start the day after protests riots stop from the view of minorities. What are those things that you've been waiting decades? One of the big proposed changes I saw was to make it so every cop has to have liability insurance, the same way doctors have malpractice insurance. That means that A. If someone sues a cop for committing brutality, taxpayers don't have to pay for it. B. If a cop does get caught and sued for it, his insurance rates will go up, making it more expensive for him to keep being a cop. This would be a deterrence for his department. Obviously this is far from the only thing that should be done, but I thought that was a great and simple to understand proposal that would make a real difference. Today I flipped back and forth between CNN and Fox News. Was interesting to see how the broadcasting was so opposite to each other. I am definitely against police brutality and racism. The riots and looting aren't helping, but I get why it's happening. Try to be safe, everyone. I follow both stories. It's definitely something on what they choose to report over the other to accommodate to their viewers. I just have to say I've seen some very negative things about the whole situation on some different subreddits, even my own city subreddit, which I thought would be fully supportive. Turns out they are the complete opposite. But there's been a whole lot of love, caring, and support coming from most subreddits, and I truly appreciate it. It means the world, honestly. What helped me was to focus on what happens during the day, which is much less reported on shown on Reddit. Minnesota's true colors come out during the day. I've read so many comments about how many people thought of Minnesota as being progressive, nice. For a few days I agreed, I couldn't comprehend what was going on. But I found the positivity of the state has outweighed the negativity by a long shot. Even on Reddit. There has been so much brigading on our subreddits that it is ridiculous. Especially at night when most Minnesotans are sleeping. But there has been so much generosity during the day in Minnesota, it gives me hope. From the food donations to the amount of people willing to drive down there and just help clean up the mess from rioters. After a week of this, I've just found I need to focus on the positivity. Tell the people who don't understand what race has to do with it, fine. Take race out of the equation. Are you okay with cops kneeling on people's necks? Breaking down people's doors and shooting them when they aren't even in the right house? Do temperamental, easily frightened, trigger happy frat boys who fancy themselves a super secret brotherhood sound like quality law enforcement to you? When an authoritative group is allowed to act with impunity, too many give in to cruel, animalistic treatment of people they have hidden, or not so hidden, prejudice against, sex workers, drug addicts, the poor, the mentally ill, victims of domestic violence, and yes, people of color. Too many given and not enough stand up to it. We need police reform. This is not acceptable. I really wish I could go to one of these protests. We all agree that an innocent man never deserved to die, and we all can agree that we need change. It feels frustrating to not be able to stand out in the open with others right now, but there are plenty more of us supporting the cause, even if it has to be from home. To anyone who plans to go out and protest, please remember to wear a mask, not only because of the virus but also to help protect you from inhaling tear gas, and some form of eye protection. Swim or ski goggles are ideal, but sunglasses will also work, to keep you safe from pepper spray. Don't be afraid to defend yourself if worst comes to worst. Safety goggles. Rubber bullets can literally shoot your eye out. As a black man, seriously, this comment section is exactly why I'm away from social media these days. I'm deeply hurt by what you're saying, and before you post SMTH, remember there are actual human beings with feelings reading your comments. Edit out of amazing people commented, I wanna say thank you so much for being an ally, and thank you for helping me with your kind words, and Kid Stranger, thank you for the gold. Don't let it get to you, bro, and affect your mental well-being. Stay strong and keep fighting. I would urge everyone who's bringing up the looting of businesses, small or large, to attend a protest in their city if they can. I'm from Louisville, KY, and I've been to a few so far. Everyone I've seen has been peaceful and powerful. Looters and vandals have been separate groups who are using this chaos to profit. Or go to protests to protect those small businesses like some protesters are doing. If you're reading this and new, turn back now. You'll probably let some idiot ruin your night by pissing you off if you don't. Don't say I didn't warn you. Should have listened. This is sorting by new and the comments are weirdly super racist. WTF is this? They're anonymous, just coming out of the woodwork to complain. Just report them and move on. Puts on hazmat suit. Sorts by controversial. It's bad lol. Deleted. I saw a US Army vet in a thread the other day advocating for something similar to the court-martial system, but for police nationwide. Their reasoning was that if the entire military can be held to a standard abroad, surely the police can domestically too. Edit. I just found this down thread. https://reddit.com/r/can't_breathe_black_lives_matter/f_1tj/ Just remember the vast majority of protesters are peaceful and not looting. Looters opposes taking advantage. All that's being called for is police reform, police accountability and body cams. I'm not sure why these are divided issues. The right claim the Second Amendment is to make sure we fight a tyrannical government. We can avoid such things by recording and holding the government accountable. These are the same people that demand that we starve the beast and reduce government funding. Yet it's only these people who demand that cops have no accountability and the freedom to be above the law. The total flip on the subject is bizarre and inconsistent with their values. I'm not saying punish cops for mistakes, and I'm not saying I hate cops. We have issues and we should work to solve them, not stagnate and demand inaction. Hong Kong is literally protesting overreach by 11. Blocking out all media and portraying the protesters exactly how the right, here in the States, are portraying our own protesters. I'm not sure how this is a divided issue, but here we are. These comments are a hellhole. I didn't even have to look in controversial. I looked in goddamn new and found racist comments. One team, one fight. The most evil outcome of this situation is this whole thing becoming a partisan thing. This should be the people making change, not Democrats vs Republicans. It's sad to see as many people against the protests, not just the rioting, as there are. I don't live in the US, but please stay protected everyone, we don't want to spread corona. Black Lives Matter. Sending my love to the peaceful protesters and to all those who have lost someone to police brutality today and every day onwards. To all the people saying all lives matter. No one's saying other people's lives don't matter. That's not the point. If someone's house was on fire, would you say, all houses matter, and make the firefighters go to all other houses before getting to the house that was on fire? No. You'd say, right now, that house is on fire and they need help. Because right now they matter. That's what Black Lives Matter is about. Until Black Lives Matter, all lives matter isn't true, sadly. Thank you for your comment, I really liked it. I love all the protests and support. However, I'm just tired of people thinking if I don't post on social media 24/7 or don't agree with destroying businesses and beating people up, I'm against the protests. This is going to hurt our country very bad in the long run, maybe for better or worse, honestly I don't know. Anyways, still support the protest of how bad militarized police, and little talked about how much for-profit jails have ruined our country. Let's all stop racism, it's fucked up no matter your skin color. Jesus, this comment section is a dumpster fire, endemic of the issues with a failing country. That video just made me sick to my stomach. How can the people who are supposed to protect us be allowed to do something like that? I understand that they were reprimanded, but who could stop them while it was happening? You could see numerous people coming up and telling the cops to stop, but they were just told to go away. I'm willing to bet that anyone who intervened would have been charged with obstruction of justice. On top of that, there was not a moment that he was shown resisting. I still don't condone the riots. I still don't think cops are evil. I still genuinely think most cops are people that want to do good. I do think that there's some sort of power fantasy that lures some truly evil people to the job or warps otherwise good people into monsters. This just flipped my view on police brutality on its head. You don't get your buddies to sit on a guy with your knee on H. Seriously, WTF is wrong with so many of the people on this thread? Why do they feel the need to say such nasty things? I'm white AF and right now I'm absolutely disgusted to have anything in common with these racist morons. These comments are nauseating and they make the rest of us who happen to be white that actually are listening and actually do care look awful. I'm so sick and tired of it, I can't even imagine how actual minorities feel reading this crap. There are no words. Downright nasty, hateful people. Makes me so sad. I'm glad there are moderators on this side so I don't have to scroll through this kind of BS every day. I didn't realize how rampant this kind of thinking was on here until I read these comments. I can't even. It really isn't easy being on Reddit during these times, but I am happy to see more and more of the big and popular subreddits showing support for criminal justice reform and justice for George Floyd and the many others who have been a victim of police brutality. Black Lives Matter. We need as much support as we can. Thank you.